Welcome back, my name is Kevin and we're here with the Week 2 update for the Snow Tour. I'd just like to express my gratitude to everyone that supported the channel to this point. The comments section has been amazing. I love interacting with everyone. And to all the subscribers out there, thank you very much for your support. If I can get to 100 subscribers, I will likely do a video talking a little bit about myself and my interest in the game. So click the little button below and that will bring me one step closer to 100. So let's get into the pipe. What do you think it's going to be? Last tour I had Black Yoshi. First driver. Oh, and we get two drivers back to back. Maybe I should record them all the time. Ice Mary. Okay, look, it's new. I'm happy about it, but it's not one I'm really excited about. Let's be honest here. I could have purchased it in the tier shop a few tours back and I didn't, so. Anyway, I can't complain. A driver is very good value just for the coin value alone. Next on the agenda are the results for week 1 of ranked mode. So let's see how I did. First place, back in the winning ways. I'm very happy about that. And this was actually a fascinating week because in week 2 of the previous tour, I had actually did a run on 50cc and that ended up giving me a very soft group for this week. Now remember, Nintendo has said that they pair us based on opponents with similar technique, and I've been testing the different barriers of that, whether that's just related to score or whether that's also related to the modes of game that we play in. So here we see I scored 54,000 overall. I invested more into Donkey Kong Jr. I had a triple frenzy run. It was just wonderful. One of my favorite runs of all time in the game. It was Red Shell and double coin frenzy. Rosalina's Ice World was just a single coin frenzy. I didn't need more than that. And Fraps Snowland T I ran on 100cc actually. It was a double frenzy run, and I did that in order to not overbake my score moving into week 2, and we'll see how that sets me up. Now remember, I had said that I don't expect to win week 2 based on not only my loadouts, but also coming off of a win. However, I am looking to find a soft area in the rankings, hopefully in the 4 to 6 place range, and that would allow me to earn more rewards as a result of my underbaked performance in week 1 and make the whole process worth doing and optimal for executing this strategy in more situations than just this week. Also worth noting that the high score for my top opponent for week 1 was 53,800, only 200 points off the estimate that my formula had projected at the start of the week. This accounts for a percentage error of only 0.4%, so it was a very accurate week for my formula. However, I have come across some scenarios in my mind in which the formula will be wildly off, and that's something that I'll look to tweak moving forward. You'll see later on that my group leader for week 2 is already well above the estimate that my formula as currently constituted would project. I reached a huge milestone this week, and that is the double pipe train has been achieved. I now have 918 rubies, and that's all been due to my discipline with the pipes. I'll put a chart up in the corner above, and that shows the rubies I've gained and also the rubies that I've used in every tour since the Los Angeles tour. And in the last 10 tours, I've only pulled once during New Year's tour. So 9 out of the last 10 tours, I've completely avoided the pipes except for my free pipes that I launch with you guys on the show here. And it's that kind of discipline that it takes to amass this many rubies. Now I will say that I truly believe that you don't need to pull on the pipe in order to succeed in ranked mode. And you don't just have to take my word for it. I now have 3 or 4 tours worth of videos of me tiering up and working the mechanics so that I can implement a very niche strategy, mind you. I have not invested into any Coinbox drivers. I've only invested into the Kong characters, which to the general audience for Mario Kart Tour would think that's just laughable and crazy. However, as you can see, through the manipulation of the matchmaking, I've been able to control my environment enough to a point where it doesn't matter what I've invested into this point. And moving forward, I don't intend to avoid investing in the Coinbox drivers. However, I will say that I think that they're overrated for free-to-play players. And hear me out on this. It may sound like a hot take. However, there's a strong foundation for why I feel this way, and it's supported by all of the other evidence I've provided in the last couple months of doing these videos. And that is that Coinbox drivers have a higher ceiling for scoring than the other special skills in the game. So if I were to take a Coinbox driver to level 6 as opposed to my triple banana Dixie Kong, I'm going to score far and away greater with the Coinbox driver than the triple banana driver. And then the subsequent week, I'm going to go up against harder opponents and end up ranking less than I would after a week in which I used the triple banana user. So my formulation for the ideal strategy for a free-to-play player is to invest in characters that have very high all course value. So that way they're more likely to appear in ranked mode, and your investment will have greater weight on a week-to-week basis. And you'll experience less of what I call the whiplash effect, which is when the matchmaking overcompensates for your high score and gives you a very hard group. How many times have you been in a chat and you hear someone say, "How can they expect me to win this? This is completely unfair." And that's completely as a result of their performance in the previous week. Most players don't even realize that. If you are free to play and you're investing in Coinbox drivers, which most of you will be, what you want to do is you want to bring it up to level 4. And you don't want to bring it much beyond that point except in extreme situations, because a level 4 Coinboxer will have roughly the same output potential due to the extraordinary ceiling of the red coins as a level 6 of a conventional skill. And the benefit of bringing it to level 4 means that you won't overbake your scores more than you would with a level 6 driver. So you're actually getting more value per ticket in a Coinbox driver. But you don't want to bring it beyond that point, because in my estimation, the strongest value of a Coinboxer for a free-to-play player is when it is a middle shelf or bottom shelf save in a track that's paywalled. And with red coins, your ceiling inflates way beyond what the algorithm can compensate for, and that will provide you with a lot of opportunity to rank higher than you would even when you don't have a good loadout. So in summary, I will likely provide a more comprehensive look at this in a future free-to-play feature, but if you are investing in drivers to level 6, I would avoid doing so with Coinbox drivers, because you can't compensate the difference in score on a week-to-week basis. So you likely want to hold up at level 4 and look to upgrade non-Coinbox drivers that have expansive track value all the way to the max if needed to win ranked mode. The last thing before I take a look at week 2, and that is, how do you know when you should be going into a pipe as a free-to-play player? Now, I think one of the biggest cardinal sins that a player can make as a free-to-play player is to go into a pipe for collectability. If you are not able to ticket your target item that you're going for in that pipe, it means that you shouldn't be pulling on the pipe. So for example, there's the heavy-duty cart pipe this tour, and I was very tempted to pull on it. However, I don't actively pursue cart tickets because they're the lowest amount of value to my account at this point, and that would mean that I'm using rubies to collect carts that may just sit at level 1. I mean, unless I pull duplicates, but that's not something that I really desire to do with my rubies. So the worst thing that you can have within the matchmaking algorithm is just a level 1 top shelf sitting there, because your ability to make progress in the game is through spending tickets. It's a use it or lose it principle that they force upon us, essentially. And that's why you see that the different levels of player investment, which is free to play, gold pass only, like the Dolphin, which is the gold pass player that purchases a few packs, and your outright pay to win, they're stratified at different levels. Now, obviously, racing skill can compensate some of that, and also sheer determination. However, there is a definite gradient that exists, and that's all due to your ability to apply tickets. So, for example, when you bring a driver to level 6, as I've done with Dixie Kong, as I've seen other people in the free-to-play group, such as Justin with his gold coupe of free running, or Cope with his Nabbit, as you bring that driver to level 6, each set of tickets that you apply to it along the way, you have very easy ranked modes. You're in a very commanding position, and you'll get first place just about every time. However, once it's sitting at level 6, then the algorithm starts to reach for even stronger opponents. So the most that those drivers can get you is really like second or third place. And what it takes then is investing into the cart, investing into the glider. And that's an amount of tickets that the coins and rubies generated on a free-to-play account can't sustain that. You know, this is a game that is more about resource management than it is about racing ability, because I myself am unremarkable when it comes to my talent in this game as a racer. There's other content creators who do an amazing job showing you all the best lines, ways to eke out an extra mini turbo here and there. That's not my jam. What I do is I'm a mastermind at looking at the ecosystem and finding ways to apply my resources in ways that I want, and maximizing everything to go around that in order to make it the most successful implementation of my strategy as possible. Obviously, I don't play the absolute pure optimal game, because I don't play Mario Kart in order just to win. It's not really a healthy or fun game to play just to win, at least according to my perspective. But I do have fun with my strategy and looking for ways to win, and that's where my joy is derived from in this game. Now, taking a look at week 2, we have the Bowser Jr. Cup. Once again, we have Vanilla Lake 1T, and I actually have a very good loadout for this. Level 5 Funky Kong, uncapped, Banana Master. It's only level 1, and we have this Blue Flower Glider, which is double uncapped. So I'll have a very good score here, hopefully around 23,000. And I know the first time I did this run in ranked mode back in New Year's Tour, it was off the charts run. So I'll look to match that this time. And this is probably the track I'll spend the most time on, just for my own enjoyment. So if we back this out here, we'll take a look at Rainbow Road RT. Now I have the level 1 coin boxer along with the soda jet and the fireworks parachute. So the last time this was in ranked mode, I didn't have a glider for this. I'll be able to put up a much higher score this time around. However, given the situation of my group, I'm likely not to ticket anything in this. So this is kind of a boring update. And it kind of exemplifies the free-to-play life in a way, that you can't always make a move and do that splash to, rank up. It's just, that's not how free-to-play works. So sometimes you just take your lumps, and you also try to find that spot that best suits your interests long-term. And that was the benefit of why I did what I did in 100cc in week 1, because it's not something that I can say with absolute certainty exists in the game, but it does give me my best chance. If it does exist, I want to take that chance and see if that opportunity comes to fruition or not. So backing out again, we have DK Summit T, which I know a lot of players are not happy with this track. To me, my loadout isn't good enough to really complain either way. So I have top shelf driver, but middle shelf cart and glider. We have the Wario Wing, which is 15% combo, but I'm not going to be able to maintain combo on this track. I'll just look to fish for a frenzy in the right part of the track and yeah, see what I can amass. Now, the projections for this week, since I did score so low in the first week, it had only projected that my top opponent would have a score of about 69,000, but we can see already it's up to 77,000. It could climb even higher. I mean, if you take a look at the loadouts, it's, you know, Devil loadout 666. And obviously, if this was on a level 150 grinder account, they could push this all the way up into the 80s. I don't know if they'll do that, since if they are gauging my player ability, that wouldn't make much sense to give me someone that's so strong. However, I must say that the philosophies that I mentioned in the theories here, it doesn't just pertain to what the top opponent is. I emphasize that because that's kind of like the sexy point, right? That's the one that's going to get everyone's attention. However, the true value of what I'm doing with manipulating my environment isn't just for first place. It's to be able to find soft areas in maybe 4th through 6th place, because that 5 extra rubies and 200 extra coins puts a lot of extra mileage on the game as it accumulates over time. So that's the tiny little micro edges that I'm looking for in the long run, to be able to push my free-to-play account much further than most other players in my position. Next, let's take a look at the shops. This is something that's extremely upsetting for me, actually, because I had methodically planned out my coins to such a high degree. If you go back to my video for the free-to-play feature in the Peach versus Daisy tour, you'll have seen that I had told everyone that with 60,000 coins, you can purchase 4 high-end driver tickets in the tier shop, because they would be providing us with 4 consecutive sets of high-end tickets there. And I had planned out my coins accordingly. However, I did have a little bit of a surprise in that the gold glider appeared for the first time in my daily selects. It's brand new for me. I know that's shocking, because I'm 10 months into my account, just about. But I had to use all of my coin rush. I had 12 coin rush. I got the max value of 816 coins on each of them, which was a total of 9,700 coins about. So that pulled my coin count down by a couple hundred. And it's a move that I would make with certainty if given the chance to do it over again. However, I still stayed online to be able to purchase the remaining high-end driver ticket in the tier shop. However, there was the challenge for the week 2 board, which is you have to purchase a tier shop item. And the least expensive item is a glider normal ticket for 800 coins, which neutralizes the addition of the coin rush ticket I would receive from completing this, therefore bringing my final coin count down to 14,800 about. So I will come up short. To come up short for such a marginal oversight as that is, I know I'm beating myself up over it, but that really hurts. So I will say, Nintendo, you did me dirty on that one. I don't approve. Anyway, someone was looking out after me, because as you could see, I had Donkey Kong in the daily selects to kind of soften the pain of that experience. So anyway, the silver lining in this is that I will be able to purchase the Dark Koopa Clown cart, which was previous Gold Pass exclusive. That cart doesn't actually provide any value to my account. It overlaps with the Parawing, which I already have level 4 and double uncapped already. So the only spot where I can really get value out of the Dark Clown cart is in Waluigi Pinball or Waluigi Pinball R, potentially in the long run, because those are tracks that feature high-end carts, which I possess, and they're at level 2 or level 3 currently. However, if those courses don't appear in ranked mode for several months, I'll have amassed many, many, many more super tickets than I will all clear pipe pulls that could potentially level those carts up to a point where the Dark Clown would be optimal on those tracks over the high-end carts, such as the Bumblebee or the Sports Coupe. Now, to end the video, I think we will do my free pipe pulls. So Let's go over here. All right, so there's really nothing I'm looking forward to in this pipe or for ranked mode, so I'm just gonna take whatever they give me. I've already gotten a super. However, it would be nice to pull something good here, given what happened in the tier shopping with that awful, awful challenge. So let's just see what it is. First one up, it's a green pipe. What are we looking at here? Iggy, Koopaling, typical. Second one, also green. Koopa Dasher. Ugh, what an awful set of pulls. Anyway, thanks for the support, you guys. Subscribe if you're new, like the video, join the comment section below. It's amazing. Anyway, take care, you guys. See you around.